speed here on westbound 223rd. And I just want to throw out that they actually just mentioned spike strips again. Of course, we won't mention exactly where they plan to deploy those because we wouldn't want him to somehow figure that information out via our broadcast. But I can tell you that that has been brought back into the mix now that he's on surface streets.
All right. We're going to take a moment to let you know what we're going to do here. We're going to continue our coverage of this chase on NBCLA.com. So if you've got your computer up and running, you can see it there. We'll also have it continuing on the NBCLA app.
And coming up tonight at 11.
Actually on 223rd Street and continuing to travel westbound. And again, this is going to put him just south of the 405 freeway, but now he's also very close to the 110 freeway. So we've seen him get on both of those freeways. He has the opportunity to get on either one, but at this point continuing westbound on 223rd and really picking up speed. Yeah, absolutely. At least when you're on the freeway, as you just mentioned, most people are traveling at 65, 70 miles an hour anyhow. But when he's traveling that fast on surface streets, it is just so dangerous for everybody else, especially pedestrians. That's a big concern of mine, considering that we've seen him run red lights and stop signs time and time again. But he has slowed down, at least for the time being, slowed down just a touch. The airship is the only police unit overhead. There's no ground units directly behind this guy. And I actually heard the LAPD airship say, or CHP airship say rather, that if he gets any further west, he's going to get into the LAX airspace area, and at that point it's going to be difficult for them to continue to follow, and at which case they would have to back off and then try to pick it up when he gets on the other side. CHP helicopter that he will have to, in all likelihood, cancel. And the CHP helicopter is the only police unit that is still on this pursuit. All of the ground units have backed off. And now you're perhaps wondering why they're going to cancel. Well, there's a few things that are coming in a mix. The first of them is the weather. There is a marine layer that is now spreading across the South Bay and has completely covered up the LAX area. I can only see half of Palos Verdes now, so that is covering up our general area. And Saro, it's just off our nose. And he's traveling at about 40 miles an hour. I'm just trying to get us a little bit closer, but about 2 o'clock, Saro. So yeah, Saro is my pilot up here in his Chopper 4 Alpha. He's trying to work with the police helicopter, and then of course we're trying to dodge that weather that is now creeping in. But again, a police pursuit that started all the way in the San Fernando Valley is now in the Carson area, and he's setting up to make a left-hand turn. So he's going to be going westbound. So westbound here, and I'll get you the street here in just a moment. It's basically, yeah, he's hugging the area between Torrance and Carson as this pursuit continues at about 40 miles an hour. Yes. Does he live in the area? Did they say? So currently right between Carson and Torrance, continuing, if he continues towards this area, he'll head towards Torrance Airport. I can see it just off the nose. Erratic maneuver there, and there's another turn, a right-hand turn. It's going to be a westbound turn onto Sepulveda. A lot of you will be familiar with Sepulveda because it runs parallel to the 405 freeway for most of its duration through the San Fernando Valley and the LA Basin. And it looks like he has his hazards on. So he has his hazards on and He had the green light there, but continuing westbound here, and he's heading right into the weather that we were trying to dodge. You can kind of start to see some of those clouds coming into the shot. And again, if he heads into the area with the low clouds, we won't be able to follow him. But for now, we'll continue to follow him as long as we can. He's set up to make a... Okay, there we go. He's continuing westbound. I was going to say he was set up to go south, but he continued westbound instead. Again, the Ford Fiesta there, I believe it's gray in color with the hazards on there in the number 1 lane. A pursuit that started in the West San Fernando Valley. And pardon me for just a moment. Need to communicate with our assignment desk. Go ahead, Jack. Assignment desk from Alpha, go ahead. There is at the moment, but he said he was going to leave. He's just on the other side of this building, I think. There he is. He's heading southbound, sir. Hawthorne and Sepulveda. Sepulveda is the north-south. He's continuing south. Back with you guys here. He's currently Hawthorne Boulevard. Very light traffic through the area. He's just passing by Hawthorne Airport. It's right out my window. And he's kind of zigzagging there from one lane to the next, but really no reason for it. Hawthorne and PCH, and he's making a westbound turn there, Sarah. He's on 244th Street. And now he's northbound. So this is a residential area in the, I believe we would call this Lomita. But it's also not far from Rolling Hills Estates. Around here? Okay, thank you. And Saru is telling me that he's hearing the police ship that is still overhead say that the suspect actually lives in this general area. They know that based off of the information they were able to gather from his driver's license. So at some point soon, we could see him abandon the car and take off running. Saru, do we still have an hour? Jack, an hour. He's Vista, Montana and PCH. And he's U-turning, heading back. Oh no, he's actually not. He's going to pull into the gas station. but he's just going to continue through the parking lot. This is that shopping center with the Sprouts and the Michaels right there off of PCH. And back out onto PCH. He's heading westbound, Sarah. He's about or 11 o'clock. And Cali Mayor. Residents. And he's gonna continue westbound. So they do have units standing by at that address. Again, the address on his license that he handed over to police comes back to this area. He should be there in the next 2 to 4 minutes. We're very close to the ocean. There's Palos Verdes Boulevard. He's making that southbound turn. So he's going to be out my side, Saru. Great. Yeah, no worries. There's a police unit right there, but I don't believe that they're going to get involved. Yeah, no, they continued straight. Okay, so I just heard them give out the address. I will not repeat it until he gets there, just because we wouldn't want to give anyone that information and have them head to that location before this guy gets there. But really picking up speed here on Palos Verdes. And depending on how high up on the hill that address is, we might not see it because half of the Palos Verdes hill is covered by fog at the moment. Just lost him behind the tree there. Okay, I think he's coming up to this apartment complex. There he is. He's just behind that white vehicle there. Or at least he was. Yep, there he is. He's waiting at the light. There is a police unit right in front of him. That could be one of the units that was going to be responding to his home. Sure sure enough, look at this. That officer is heading right in the direction where that suspect potentially lives, and they were trying to surprise him there, or at least wait for him there to arrive and take him into custody. But now he sees the unit heading there. So perhaps now that's going to change his mind about heading home, now that he knows that there's police units in his neighborhood. Where? So he's starting to make his way up the Palos Verdes Hill, or the Rolling Hills Estates area. So there will be a limit to how far we can take this because of the weather. But right now he's still about on the foot of the hill. I still have him. He's rounding the corner. He's just behind a house. I'll have to get on the street ahead. So yeah, there's the police unit. This is difficult because of the weather. We have to stay out of the clouds and continue to shoot it